Hello! It's Sunday evening. I haven't vlogged like this for a few days. I have got a cold. I am very angry about this. On Friday night, I went out to the pub with a friend from work. We got stuck in the rain. I'll pop a photo in here of how wet I got. It was ridiculous. I've never been one to believe that if you get wet and cold, you will then get a cold. I've always been more of a believer of the fact that it's viruses and bacterias and all those things. I'm mad about it because I haven't had one this year, and I was really hang on, I was really proud of myself for not having got a cold this year. Look at how cute this one is. Are you cute? Are you a cute popsicle? Are you making all my clean laundry dirty? Hey, are you making all my clean laundry dirty, you horrible cat? Oh, you're so cute. Oh, no. Tonks is loving the bed again because I've put a blanket on it because I had chills last night. Anyway, I'm really mad about this. I haven't had a cold for a really long time, and I was proud of myself because I used to get sick quite a lot, and I've been trying really hard to take care of myself and make sure that I'm healthy. And I've been run down recently. I've been really stressed at work, and you know, the house has been getting on top of me a little bit. I'm tutoring at a folk festival next weekend and I'm not ready for it, so I've been stressing about that. And I'm just generally feeling a little bit overwhelmed, and so the fact that I now have a cold is the cherry on top of things. It's weird because I should have realised I was getting one, but I think because it's been such a long time I didn't. And yesterday I did my eco printing workshop with Ricky, which if you go into that video, I'll post a link in the description box down below, you'll see how I was sniffing and I was sneezing a lot. That didn't happen on camera, but I was sneezing a lot. And I just sort of felt like I didn't even notice it. And then editing the footage back, having the cold, I was like, oh, right, the signs were there. I just, muggins over here, didn't listen to them. I spent most of the day in bed. I had all these grand plans of things that I was going to film because I was planning to put some videos up of the crafts that I'm planning to tutor at the folk festival, but I haven't done any of that. I've spent literally all day in bed. I'm wearing John's massive jumper. Mum hates it because it's so huge, but it's so warm, and snuggling in bed with a hot water bottle and some lemon and ginger tea, and I liquidized a load of spinach and strawberries and put some Barocca into it and made myself a really healthy smoothie, and was hoping that that would help me feel better, and I'm just not. It's so weird how your body can, I don't know, you know when you're feeling really achy and one minute you're really hot and one minute you're really cold, and I'm the world's worst sick person. I hate being incapacitated because I'm so, I don't want to say hyperactive, but I need to be active. Oh, sorry, Tonks. I need to be active all the time. I need to be up and doing things. And today, just being upright has been a bit of a struggle because of the pounding headache. It's been a really, really frustrating day, and I wanted to talk about it because I feel like too often people just show all the really nice things about life, and life's not like that. I'm going to go downstairs now and... Oh, Tonks, stop it. Oi, stop it. Does anybody else have a spray bottle just for their cat, for when they're spraying their bloody furniture? You can probably see that the room is a bit of a state. I should have tidied it up, but that's a job for this evening. Anyway, I'm going to go downstairs and try and actually do something with my evening, because otherwise I'm going to feel like today has been a complete waste of time. I just want to show you how incredibly sunny it is right now. It has been the most horrific weather today. And now, what is going on? I'm going to post a 10-second clip of how awful the rain was earlier. The English summer is not fun. It's either too hot, which I'm always complaining about, or it's raining madly, which I'm quite glad about, to be honest, because it means that my garden gets watered without any chlorine. So I am in the lounge now. I'm working on a friendship bracelet, which I'm doing because I'm planning to teach this at the folk festival that I'm going to next week. I wanted to talk about judgment today. That sounds very serious, but basically what I've experienced in the last few weeks, I've been going to more events than I normally do because I've had a little bit more time than normal to carry on doing things and going out and doing stuff. However, something that I have recently felt, again, it's not a new thing, has been judgment in the world that I live in. When I first started knitting, I say when I first started knitting, when I first started like buying my own yarn and being independent and learning about patterns and all of those different things, I didn't have a clue about different types of fibre and where to get yarn from and sustainability and anything that affects sort of the where do you get your stuff from thing that people worry about a lot. I joined a knitting night at a yarn shop, I won't say which one. There I discovered that there was a terrible amount of judgment based on what you were knitting with. So, do I have it here? No. I've got this really bright pink, green and white jumper that I knitted out of an acrylic and wool blend. I bought the acrylic wool blend because A, it was in the colours that I wanted, and B, it was cheap and I didn't have loads of money and I couldn't afford anything else, and I liked it. I didn't even think twice. I didn't think there was anything wrong with buying it, and I still don't. However, when I got to the knit night with that project, I discovered that people are incredibly judgmental about the fact that I was using acrylic yarn, and they were saying that basically it was wrong. And I don't believe that there's any right or wrong way to do a craft. I say that time and time and time again. If you are doing something that you like doing in the way that you like doing it, then nobody else should tell you how you're doing it. That knitting group that I went to, it was that sort of thing happened all the time. Shortly after that, I then splashed out and bought, was it alpaca? I think it was, no, it was merino. Yeah, it was merino, because I then took that project to the same knit night, and the woman who ran it said, "Oh, is that alpaca you're knitting with?" And I was like, "No, it's merino, it's from John Arbon." She picked up my project and sort of weighed it out and was like, "No, this is definitely alpaca. It's going to make a terrible dress," because I knitted the icon dress out of it by Pearl Alpaca Designs. I'll post a photo. I came away from that encounter feeling, I don't know, really blindsided by the fact that this woman had been criticising me for not using a pure animal fibre and expensive yarn. Then when I was doing that, and not only was it pure animal fibre, it was very expensive, but it was also sustainably sourced from British sheep, she didn't find that good enough either. And it's something that I found in a number of places, not everybody. On the whole, the people that I encounter are very, very positive about just taking part in craft, and that's what I believe we should all do. We should all be positive about the fact that people are taking on these dying crafts. They will die if we don't encourage young people to take them up, and going with it. The reason I'm talking about this now is because I went somewhere, I'm not going to mention any names because I'm not here to call other people out, I'm just talking about my own personal experiences. I bought my new spinning wheel at Wonderwool Wales. I'll pop a link to that vlog in the box down below to refresh your memories. I bought an Ashford spinning wheel, and before I bought it I spoke to a few people about the fact that I was going to buy this Ashford wheel. I got basically opinions saying, why would you buy an Ashford? It's so boring, it's dull, it's not a small provider, it's one of the larger spinning wheel providers and you can get so much better from other people. I have outlined my reasons for buying an Ashford already, and I outlined them in my original vlog because I had been so affected by somebody saying to me, don't buy an Ashford. And the reason I like going for the wheel, not that I need to justify it to anybody but myself, is because Ashford is well supported and it was also affordable. Again, you know, I'm not made of money, I have to watch what I spend. That really got to me again. And then I don't want to get too specific, so I'm not even going to mention the situation because it'll be very easy to identify. I was talking to somebody recently, talking about my blog, because I do talk about the blog a lot, and I've never actually said this on YouTube, I don't think. The reason my online presence is Plutonium Muffins is because when I was 16, my best friend and I were doing our GCSEs and we were having to choose our A-level subjects, which basically, for those of you who don't live in the UK, it's exams that you take when you're 16 and then when you're 18. And we were basically having to decide our futures based on what subjects we were going to do. But it was all a bit scary and a bit real life, and people were saying you'll make or break your life depending on your decisions now, and I didn't feel equipped to do it, and nor did my friend. And we used to go to Plymouth, which is the big city near where we grew up, and do these early morning shopping trips, and we would go and buy muffins from the Canadian muffin shop in Plymouth. One day we were doing that, and we would go super early on a Saturday morning, like I would catch the first bus from my town, so we'd be in at 8 o'clock and nowhere else would be open, and we'd go to this cafe and we'd buy muffins. So we decided that rather than actually choosing real life stuff, we'd live in this little fantasy world where we were going to fly to Pluto and open a muffin shop. Obviously we were never super serious about it, we both knew that that wasn't the thing that could actually happen, but it was just something that we shared between us. Fast forward a few years, that friend passed away, I won't talk about that. But basically, when I was then trying to think of names for my blog, I brainstormed 100 names and wrote them all down, and then I did a Google poll on what I should call my blog, and Plutonium Muffins was the one that everybody chose the most. Having the knowledge that I have now, I should have said Plutonian Muffins. I didn't really realise that plutonium was a terrible material and toxic and radioactive and all of the bad things. I had no idea, I was just a kid, and I make no apologies for choosing that happy memory as the thing after which I named my blog. When I told this person that my blog was Plutonium Muffins, the reaction was as if I said I am a radioactive warlord who goes around making bombs to blow people up. I mean, clearly I'm not. I'm sitting here on a Sunday night making a friendship bracelet. It blindsided me, and actually I'm sure the person was very pleasant. The other people that I was with thought that she was lovely, but it completely turned me off, because if she had had an issue with it, she could have just asked me what it was called and why it was called that, but she didn't bother. She just sort of said, oh, and then walked off. Like, just walked straight out of the conversation rudely. It was rude. I have enough issues with social interaction anyway, not to have to feel like I can't go out and do stuff and therefore be judged by the things that I choose to do and the choices that I make, because they're my choices. I'm living my life, you live yours. I don't care. I lost track of my thought then. I just wanted to talk about it because it's been really affecting me recently. There's so much judgment that gets thrown around, and I'm fairly thick-skinned on the internet. I just delete comments if people make them, and I don't let them get to me. But in real life it's harder to shake off, especially because I'm in a new area and I'm a new local to here. These people that I'm meeting could end up being my circle of crafters. You know, if this person ever then came up to me and said, you know, I do want to find out more, and I mean, even if it never got brought up again and we had a perfectly fine relationship, I wouldn't hold it against them. It's those sorts of interactions that give me anxiety about meeting new people, because I don't want to have to explain myself. I don't think I'm a bad person, and I don't think that anything that I do is bad. So feeling like people are judging me for being bad, whether it's through my yarn choice, or whether it's because I buy a piece of equipment that is mainstream, or whether it's because I choose to call my name after a very dear memory to me. That's my choice. I was going to film crafting tonight, but this has turned into a 10-minute long rant, and I'm going to leave it and edit it and post it because it's something I want to get off my chest. And I just want to say to everybody who watches me, let people be themselves. I'm sure you all do. I'm sure I'm preaching to the choir here. If you have anything nasty to say, just think for a minute about how it's going to come across to the other person. You may not even realise that to them it comes across as being a bit nasty or a bit rude. So just think about it. I'm really sorry this has been quite negative, and I will try not to do a rant video again. I have, however, in that time done one heart on my friendship bracelet, so I'm going to leave it at that. I find it quite ironic that I'm making a friendship bracelet with hearts in it while ranting about the fact that people aren't always nice to each other, but there we go. I'm going to go now. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry this has been a bit of a doom and gloom vlog with me being a bit sick and grumpy and grumping about judgmental people, but there we go. That's what you get from me today, and I will see you next time. Bye!